Oh, look at his hair.
Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. You know what type of stuff I'm into? Woo, Freaky Friday. That's what I'm into. Say what you want, say what you feel. But you can give us a call, 617-282-0062. We have a dope, the dopest show for Freaky Friday. We talk about everything, your non-existent relationship, your situationship, your ex, your current, your mistress, your side boo, your side chick, your side dude, everything and anything relationship based. I'm so excited to present somebody who I have been trying to get on this show forever, since before Freaky Friday was even a thing. I've been trying to get in contact with him, but you know who did it? You know who made it happen? The publicist, Nikki Curry. She is not cheap, but she is definitely the best. I love everything Nikki Curry, and she made this happen. AskChey B. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. I've been trying to tell you forever to get on Twitter. It's popping. Like, it's better than Facebook. It's better than Instagram. Twitter is where it's at on so many levels. And Cheyenne, I butcher names, y'all. I butcher names. Bostock is a New York-based life and relationship expert and a true advocate for helping men and women cultivate healthier relationships, which we all need. His no-holds-barred approach to giving practical relationship advice to singles and couples has helped thousands of people around the world improve the quality of their relationship. He is a best-selling author of 3 self-help books and the creator of Dear AskChey B, a daily advice column published on SheyB.com. He is a writer for the Huffington Post magazine. I said it. It's Freaky Friday, VCR. It is Freaky Friday. He is a writer for the Huffington Post. He's a regular contributor expert on the Bill Cunningham Show and has been featured on ABC's Here and Now, Fox in DC, Fox on 4, Good Day Dallas, Quiet Storm with Lenny Green, New Jersey, Fusion TV, Arise TV, and so much more that we can't even name them. He has over 100,000 supporters and followers, and people seek to him for daily inspiration. And he speaks on knowing and showing your worth and knowing who you are and loving who you are and being one with thyself and not letting anybody deter what you want. Or, like, if you follow him on Twitter, you follow him on Instagram, you know, AskCheyB. I know you know, because I know I'm not the only one. Being single by design, attracting quality people. I'm sorry, I don't think I pronounced that correctly. Attracting quality people, preparing for a relationship, and achieving relationship success. So, I can't tell you how excited I am. Why? Because I have been waiting for this day for a very long time. Nikki Curry made it happen. Like, she makes everything happen. If you need a publicist, she is not cheap, but she is right on time. She's always on point. Hit her up. She's on Facebook, Nikki Curry. And Nikki Curry, what's the email? I'm putting you on blast today. We finna interview you. But Shay is, I had him on hold. Give me a minute, because you know my technical difficulties is real life, always, with these social medias. While we wait for this technical difficulty to iron itself out, I just want to really quickly tell you what's going on in the world, which is everything and nothing at the same time. Dr. Dre donated $10 million for a Compton High School Performing Arts Center. And Nikki Curry is www.NikkiCurryMedia at, oh wow, I'm sorry, baby, I just gave you an email address. I just gave you a website. NikkiCurryMedia at gmail.com. That's NIKKI CURRY media@gmail.com. Dr. Dre's $10 million for Compton. He said he committed $10 million for the construction of the Performing Arts Center for one of his hometown high schools in Compton. Unified School District announced that the center, which will boast creative resources and a 1,200-seat theater, will be part of the new Compton High and expected to break ground in 2020. And he said that my goal is to provide kids with the kind of tools and learning they deserve. The Performing Arts Center will be a place for young people to be creative in ways that will help further their education and positively define their future. Shout out to Dr. Dre for the work that he's doing in his community. That give back, and that give back is more important. I know yesterday when we were speaking with Professor Devin Robinson, he was like, it's not how much you make, it's how much you save. Because somebody who's making $100,000 who saves their money can 5 years down the line have more money than an NFL player that lost all his money. So it's not how much you make, it's how much you save, and it's also how much you give back. Because the truth of the matter is, that's a form of saving. Why? Because it's a tax return at the end of the year. If you don't know, now you know, and you can hit up Quick Link Tax Service on Blue Hill Ave, and they'll tell you all about it. But without any further ado, I am proud to announce on Freaky Friday, Chey B. AskChey B. Good rising, King. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am super fantastic. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for all of the advice that you have given me and so many others that I don't know if you directly know that you've affected me and my friends, but you have.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's what it's all about.
So, for those who don't know, who is Chey B and why are we asking you questions?
Well, what I've learned over the years is men and women, we speak two totally different love languages. And I've been one of those men who just got it totally wrong when I was in college. I used to talk to women a certain way, and it just didn't work. I mean, one woman after the other just turned down, it just wasn't working. And I would talk to my boys about it, and we figured out how to get a woman to say yes. And so I wanted to share this information because not only did I want men to understand how to get a woman to say yes, I also wanted to show women how to say no. Because I'll be honest, I was the wrong guy when I was in college. But so the women would just fall for the same tricks over and over and over again. And I said, not my daughter. And my boy said the same thing, not my daughter. So I said, I'm going to write a book because these ladies need this information on how to attract the right man, the quality man of substance. And so that's what I write about in my blogs. That's what I speak about in my podcast. That's what I write about in my books. And that's what we talk about at my workshops that I do, showing women how to date successfully.
So I do apologize for my pronunciation being completely off. It's not Chey B, it's Chey B.
Chey B, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I butcher names. It's like a profession of mine. I'm sorry for that. But for as far as relationships are concerned, if you were the wrong one, what makes you no longer the wrong one?
I had to change my thinking. And this is by no means an excuse, but there are so many young men who grew up with the wrong influences. My father passed when I was 1 year old, so I didn't get those teachings that a young man should directly from his father. And I had older brothers, older cousins, and older male influences who taught me that it was cool to have more than one woman. Now, when I was younger and not really interested in women, I used to ask, well, why do you need more than one woman? I just couldn't understand. I was totally naive at the time. But with peer pressure, that's what happens to young men. They end up lying about losing their virginity. They end up lying about their experiences with women. And I'm no different. I did the same thing for years. I would lie about losing my virginity, and I was still a virgin. Because when you have older brothers and you have male influences in middle school, high school, college, that's the cool thing to do. But I had to snap out of it and say, you know what? have these negative influences. I can't use that as an excuse. I'm accountable for myself. I need to do the right thing.
So that was actually going to be my next question, whether or not you had a father in your life, and what was that interaction with your father?
I have no memory of interacting with my father. I was 1 year old when he passed, but I did have a stepfather.
Okay.
My stepfather was there all the way up until 2012 when he passed away. But he was busy taking care of the family. He was taking care of the home, working, providing for us. And we didn't have a lot of interaction, especially when it comes to talking about women, talking about money. But I just watched and observed. And the thing that I took away from my stepfather is he always provided.
What do you, in 2017, it's 2017, I'm in my 30s, and dating today is not dating. It's Netflix and chilling. From your own perspective, you know, once upon a time, a man used to come out of his car. He didn't honk the horn. He came out of his vehicle. He walked up to the steps, and sometimes even in the South today, will meet and greet your parents after ringing a doorbell and having a conversation, and then going to XYZ, and then bringing you back at a decent hour, in quotation marks, and kissing you on the cheek and going about his way as far as dates are concerned. Now it's, hey, how you doing? We just met. Can you come over, Netflix and chill? And you know what happens during Netflix and chill. What do you perceive took place during these years that, like, the diminished of dating? Like, there's no more dating.
Let me ask you a question. What year would you say that was happening, where there was actually chivalry? And then I'll answer that question for you. Are we talking 60s, 70s, 80s?
I want to, no, because I want to say, like, even, so I'm an 80s baby, but I want to say even dating was, all right, maybe it's just my perception, because I was a Cosby kid, so I've really got all of my information from the Cosbys and from a different world. So that's where I got dating from, was from the Cosbys and from a different world.
Okay, so let's the 80s and the 90s. Okay? So a lot has changed when it comes to women and progression between the 80s and 90s and now. Would you agree to that?
Okay, we can agree.
Okay, so all women have graduated from college. Women are making a lot more money. Also, women are understanding their true power and position and what they can do. This is different from the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, where the women were housewives or they were sitting around waiting for a man to come and get them because they literally had nothing else to do. They were told that their position is to take care of the home, be nurturing, be loving. But now women are like, you know what? No, I can do more than that. And so, since they feel that they can do more than that, which they can, they're taking a lot of things into, they're taking the lead on so many things, which is taking that position away from the man. And what I mean by that is, women are asking men out on dates, women are sleeping with men on the first night, women are proposing to men in marriage, and it's like, whoa, what happened to the whole Cosby in a different world type of vibe? And so men are responding because men are used to taking the lead, asking a woman for a phone number, picking her up, dropping her off, opening the car door, taking her out on dates, paying for the dates. But now women are no longer waiting. They don't want to wait. They say, you know what, I got my degree, I got my money, I got my car, I got my house. The only thing I need is a man. Now, I done got all of these things on my own. I'm independent. I'm self-sufficient. I can go out there and get a man. But this is where they run into trouble. They go out there, they get the man for sure. She walks right up to him, hey, how are you? I'm such and such. We should go out sometime. And in his mind, he's like, what the hell just happened? I don't know what just happened, but I'm going to take advantage of this free opportunity. It's kind of like a lion. He's supposed to be out hunting, but when he wakes up, there's a prey sitting right there. That's what it's like when a woman approaches a man. It's just so easy. I mean, sure, you're going to take advantage of it, but he didn't really get the opportunity to hunt. And that's the main objective for a lion. It's not just about eating. It's the pursuit of the prey, taking it down, feeling like a man. And women are taking that away from men in many cases. but in the same breath, they want a man to be chivalrous. And it's like you have to set that standard. It has to be a requirement. If you want chivalry, if you want a man to wine and dine you, then you have to make that a requirement. You have to be patient. This is where a lot of women struggle with the patience aspect. They're like, I've got my degree, I've got my house, I got my money, I got all of this. Where is the man? I'm tired of waiting. Where is the man? But think about it. Do you really want to be in a relationship with a man that you had to go get? I'm sorry, but if I was a woman, I would want a man to choose me, and I choose him back. I'm not going out there chasing no man. But furthermore, I'd be so valuable that quality men substance would approach me in abundance. I'm a man. Women approach me in abundance, not just a little bit. I'm talking a lot. Women approach me all the time.
I can imagine they sliding in your DM.
Men to come to them, I would argue that she needs to do some internal work in these 4 areas: spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. When you're physically fit, your body looks good, your money is right, you're emotionally available, and you're spiritually connected to God, people will want to come to you like a freaking magnet. So anytime a woman says, I can't find a good man, no, that's an insult to men.
Okay, hold on. I have to interject here because I know personally, I know some good women, some women that are close to me, some women that I call friends. And I lived in Birmingham, Alabama, and I took regular trips to Atlanta. And them women's bodies are manufactured to perfection. Their dough is on point. Their vehicles look like rocket ships. And, you know, they're smart. They're more than just smart, like street smarts. They're intelligent. They're funny. They're like, I can go down the list of women that I know that I'm like, why are you single? Why are you not married, right? Not even married. Like, why hasn't anybody snatched you up? And as far as my friends are concerned, I know like they're spiritually connected. I know that their money is on point. They're buying houses. Their bodies are on point. They attract levels of like, you know, positive people. But when it comes to the men, it just isn't there.
Tayla, right?
Tayla, yes.
Tayla, I'm sorry. If you're ever in New York, I want you to come and hang out with me just for an hour. I can attract 20 women in 1 hour just from standing in one spot. Just from standing in one spot. Women have that same power. The issue is they're not exercising that power. For example, I was just in the city the other day and I did a lot of YouTube, Instagram posts showing them like, you can't say that
I feel like Shy about to come to Boston.
And I can recognize another good-looking man, a well-dressed man, an educated, career-oriented man. Now, I was in a city, and those types of men that I just described passed me by in the hundreds. The hundreds. They were just passing by left and right. So one of the things that a woman has to do is first figure out what your value is. Figure out what's unique and special to you. Then figure out the type of man that you're attracted to. And then break it down. Where can that man be found? So in the New York City, there are, and when you go to the city, there's going to be a lot of corporate men. So a hood chick wouldn't be interested in that type of man. So that's the wrong environment for her to position herself in. But for a woman who's looking for a man who has a job, gainfully employed, educated, well-dressed, fit, she should position herself right there during lunch hour. And all she has to do is make eye contact when her type passes by. Within an hour, she'll have at least 10 different options to play with. So if a woman is not attracting men, she's not meeting men, I would argue that she hasn't done the internal work on herself.
Try it again.
And she's not positioning herself to meet these quality men. She's going to the same places over and over and over again, and she's already decided in her mind, I'm not interested in these men that I go to church with. I'm not interested in these men at the gym. I'm not interested in these men at work. So why don't you go somewhere else where you know your audience is? If I'm interested in a woman who's physically fit, where do I go? The gym. If I'm interested in a woman who honors God and is spiritually available and connected, I go to church. I want a woman who likes to read, I go to Barnes & Noble. It's very simple. What women are not doing
So give us the tips, give us the knowledge. As a single woman, I am not married. As a single woman, please tell me what you believe we quote unquote are doing wrong. What knowledge do we not have? And where do we find this gainfully employed, well-dressed, articulate man that talks about the stars, the moons, aliens, and pyramids?
Okay, so the first thing a woman should do is understand the power in being single. There's a difference between being ready to be in a relationship versus tired of being alone. You don't want to be tired of being alone because then you're just going to settle for any and everybody. You want to be ready for a relationship, and I'm talking about emotionally. I mean, you finish, you're through yet. I always say you can't move on to the next until you're through with your ex. You need to clean your house completely. Get rid of your male friends, get rid of your exes, get rid of any possible distraction that's going to block your husband from coming. I tell women all the time that if you want to attract a man, start going places by yourself. And here's why. When a man sees 2 or 3 or 4 women all together, that looks like a waiting to exhale moment. That's a men are not welcome moment. I don't want to talk to you moment. So no matter how good you look, he's going to be like, you know what? No, thank you. I'll pass. But when you walk somewhere, you go somewhere by yourself, that shows him she's independent. She's available. She may possibly be interested if I could just make an eye connection with her. You have a greater chance of meeting a man when you're by yourself. Because now I don't have to entertain your busted friends while I'm trying to entertain you. I'm talking to you, hey, how you doing? Your friend's tired, she's hungry, she's ready to go. She's blocking your blessing. Or you're hanging out with a male friend, you're at a lounge or an event. I'm not going to approach you because I'm thinking this might be your man. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to get into a fight trying to approach this lady. So eliminate all these things that block your husband. Be independent, be confident in yourself, and start going places by yourself. You'll be amazed at how many men you'll meet from there. And once you start meeting these men, don't stop at the first one. This is a big mistake that women make. Men have been doing this for years. We don't just date one woman. We date several. And then when the right woman comes along, we eliminate all those other options and focus on this number one. That's what women should do as well. Date multiple men at one time. I'm not saying sleep with them or commit to them. What I'm saying is date them. Because what you're going to find is some of them are serious, some of them are not. And after that first date, you can weed them out and say, you know what, I'm not going to entertain this option anymore. I'm going to entertain these better options. Once you have those better options, you're going to be so busy with work, school, family, personal life, you won't have the time, energy, or desire to chase or sweat this one guy. I get a lot of emails from women saying, hey, I met this guy, it's been a month or 3 months, and he hasn't returned my calls. I'm like, why are you worried about that one guy? Where are your options? Why aren't you dating multiple people? What's up with you? What's happening with you that you're so desperate for this one guy? And you're not even in a relationship. Date more men. That's it. Date more men. And when you get that quality,
be aware of the blockers.
Commit. But make sure he wants to commit to you.
Good rising. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking Up with Tayla Andre. We have Shy B on the line. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, you've seen the memes. And if you are on Facebook, you most likely seen the memes and maybe didn't know it was AskChey B. But shout out to Tracy Syfax. He said, be aware of the blockers. Eva Lee said that she was an 80s babies, dating in the 90s, late 90s. She says chivalry was dead and damn near gone by the late 90s, and today she would say that it was more so the 60s and the 70s when your granddaddy hung up his hat and had multiple homes. So as far as, I wanted to ask you a question as far as how did you feel about women proposing? Because I remember Jim Jones's fiance or girlfriend, baby mama, like Jim Jones's girlfriend proposed to him. I believe she's his wife now. How do you feel about women proposing? I know you said if I come to New York and just sit with you for 1 hour, we'll watch 20 women approach you. So if there's any brothers here in Boston that are looking to get booed up, let's go to New York and go just, with Shy B, and you can get some of his booze.
No, let me clear that up. It's not a New York City thing. It's a Shy B thing. I can go anywhere and attract 20 women in an hour. Anywhere. It's not the city. It's not the location. It's me. And everybody has that same power. Not just me. Everyone has that same power. But you have to do the necessary work on yourself. It's this internal thing. It's not about looks. It's about energy. It's about the spirit. The way you connect with people. At the end of a conversation that I have with a woman, she's like, oh, let's keep in touch. Oh, let's take my number. And that's the way I like it. I don't want to have to chase and beg anybody to connect with them. I want you to connect with me because of who I am and because of the connection that we have together. Now, when it comes to your question about women proposing, I say this to women all the time. You will never have to chase a man who wants you. A man who wants you will pursue you and do everything in his power to stay relevant. So if you're getting down on one knee, oh yeah, you're begging. You're begging for his time. You're begging for his energy. You're begging for his relationship. And that's never something a woman should do. Even when a man proposes marriage, he's not begging, he's asking. Asking because that's his role. He's asking you, will you join me in holy matrimony? Ladies, stop emasculating these men. Stop stepping into their position and their role. Stay in your lane. I know you're tired of being single. I know you're tired of being alone. But I guarantee you, pursuing a man, chasing a man, going after a man is not the life you want. Because at the end of the day, you want a man to lead. So he's not going to step into that position if he steps into it first.
All right. So let's talk about statistics. Statistics state that there are one man for every 9 to 12, depending on what your statistics are, women. So how are we women supposed to find that one man when there are 8 to 11 other women trying to vie for his attention as well?
None of that matters. If I walk into a room with 1,000 men, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Any woman I set my eyes on is mine. That's how women should operate. Who cares how many other women, how many other options that there are? There has to be something unique to you that makes men come to you, makes men commit to you, makes men want to be with you. That's no excuse. All the men that are dead, all the men that are in jail, all the men that you're not interested are irrelevant. The only man that matters is the one you want. Set your eyes on your Boaz, the man that you want, and then position yourself. Once you're in position, if you can't get that man when you're in position, that means he's simply not interested. If I was interested in Holly Berry, and I knew she was single, and if I was single, I would simply figure out where she's going to be and make sure that she sees me. Once she sees me, that's all she wrote. That's how I operate. I'm not worried about other men in the room, what they have, where they're from, what they're driving. Who cares? You know who you're up against? You're up against me. You have to have that type of confidence in yourself. Confidence is attractive. I can have $0 in my bank account, but the way I walked into that room and commanded everybody's respect, that's what the women want. And that's what the men will want too. They'll stop looking at all the other women who are chasing when they see you sitting on the other side of the room minding your own business. I remember I went to this Art for Life event hosted by Russell Simmons, and Tyler Perry, he gave a speech. And as he finished his speech, he got off the stage and he tried to walk to his table, and he had just a swarm of women around him. Wow, he could barely move. Why would he be interested in any of those women swarming around him? No. He wants the woman who is not even paying attention to him. Why? Because he has to pursue her if you want her attention. Not only these ones who are dying for his attention, begging and just thirsty. Ladies, you're a woman. That alone attracts men. You don't have to chase, you don't have to pursue at all. Doesn't matter how many options are not available or are available. Forget about the ratio. That's an excuse. Like I said, when I went into the city, I didn't see a ratio. All I see was an abundance of options. You have to go where that abundance is.
So you mentioned earlier if you want a woman who reads, you go to Barnes and Nobles. If you want a woman who, and you named all these places where you would go. Let's say, for instance, you're a conspiracy theorist and you're a little of, you can be hood at times, but you can be very conservative. You're like a chameleon. You can fit in all areas of life with all walks of life and fit in there, like a piece of the puzzle. Where is that man? Like, not maybe not church, maybe not Barnes and Nobles. Where are some other places where one would go to find, I feel like coming to America, where do you go to find a wife? Like, where does a woman go to find a husband?
So I found that women want a man who has New York swag with Southern values. I mean, that's understandable. You don't want your guy to be corny, and you don't want him to lack chivalry either. But it's my belief that anywhere a woman goes, a quality woman, a substance, anywhere she goes, she should attract everything that she is, quality. Everywhere I go, I attract quality, not just average women. I'm talking about gorgeous, educated, career-oriented, fit women. Everywhere I go, I mean, I can walk out the door and walk down the street, and there they are. Go to the gym, there they are. Church, there they are. Go to work, there they are. Everywhere you go. What's important is figuring out who you are and what you're interested in, because then that third eye will start to open up, and you'll start to see your options. When you're not emotionally available, you're not really looking. You're thinking. You're thinking, how can I get healed? That's why it's so important to do that internal work first. In my book, Food, Sex, and Peace of Mind, chapter 1 is get to know yourself. It's so powerful to do that. When you do that, you start to look in a different way. And you start to see what options are available to you. And you won't be afraid to explore those options. That's one of the secrets that women should follow is do that emotional healing and stop lying to yourself, saying that you're ready. And start admitting that you're just bored and you need someone to entertain you. Heal yourself first before you go looking for a dating option. Because men can sense a vulnerable woman. Men can sense a weak woman. And he won't stop just because you're not ready, just because you're vulnerable. He will target you. And if you can't recognize and discern that this is a wolf in sheep's clothing, you're going to find yourself getting hurt all over again. And it's going to take you even longer to find that right man because you don't know how to look, you don't know where to look, and you don't know why to look.
617-282-0062. What questions do you have? AskChey B. Ask them now. 617-282-0062. What about for the men and women that have too much confidence? What about that woman that, men say, oh, you're intimidating to a man, or you come off too hard, or what I get all the time is it doesn't matter how great my spirit is smile. I am smiling. Like, I feel like that's a universal thing anywhere in the world. Men be like, you should smile. I am smiling though. Like, you should smile at me is how I feel. You want me to take that. You should smile at me. But, what about for those that are confident and strong, and for the women that have been told over and over again that they're too intimidating and they're too much of this, or they're too much of, like, they're a boss. And to some men, it's just too much for them.
Taylor, where are you located?
Boston, Massachusetts, 02119.
You're going to help me bring my Dating in the City workshop to Boston. Because what I'm hearing is they need these tips.
Yes.
What I like to share with women is you need to know your power. Men aren't intimidated. They're tired of being rejected. I posted a video yesterday on Instagram talking about this. Telling the ladies that you need to make a man feel like you're approachable. Because for the most part, women are unapproachable, depending depending on how they're feeling that day. They're not like men where we're just always open and available. We're always ready for sex. We're always interested in talking to women. We're always interested in interacting with women. Women, on the other hand, you know how long the man has to walk behind a woman or look at a woman to try to figure out, is she approachable? Is it okay if I say hello to her? Is she going to snap at me? She's got her headphones on. She got her sunglasses on. She's not smiling. How do I assess this? But ladies, you can break down all of that by simply looking the man in his eyes like you would any other human being and smiling at him. When you look the man in his eyes and you smile at him, there's no confusion, there's no ambiguity. You're sending a clear message to him that, hi, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm in a good emotional place, I'm available, and I'm looking at you. You, not your credit score. I'm looking at you, and I'm interested in you. So since I'm looking at you and nobody else, I want you to come to me. You see how that works? You don't have to wave. You don't have to say anything. All you did was make eye contact and smile. This is like basic stuff here that women simply aren't doing. It's the God honest truth. Women simply are not doing it. A lot of men have to chase a woman. I mean, just chase her down, tap her on the shoulder, break down her emotional wall, and say, hi, I'm such a... And it's like a constant battle, chasing, as opposed to if she initiated by simply smiling and making eye contact. So now you know this interest, this mutual interest, which is the first thing there has to be. First there has to be attraction, then it has to be synergy. You can create that synergy as opposed to him having to bring it out of you and drag it out of you. When he has to drag it out of you, you give him too much power. Because what you're saying is, because of you, I feel happy. Because of you, I'm interested in dating. Because of you, I'm interested in a sexual encounter. So he can turn that off at any time. You need to maintain your control and your power and say, no, I chose you, boo. You didn't choose, I chose you. I made eye contact, I smiled. That was my signal to you, letting you know I'm interested in an exchange. So the ladies have to get their power back.
Okay, so we get our power back and we get this amazing man that seems all too good to be true. He loves us, he's adoring, and he comforts us, he nurtures us. The sex is absolutely amazing. And then you find out he's married, but he spent all his time with you. What about situations like that? What about cheating situations when men or women are out here gallivanting, spreading their flowers amongst the city? What happens in situations when you've been waiting and after waiting, you finally open those doors and you let someone in for them to do nothing but smash you to pieces?
Okay, so I'm going to address your first question. Ladies, if you're at the point where you're sleeping with the man, you guys are having the best sex ever, and you haven't realized he's married, you're what's called an idiot. Because you're not doing research, you're not doing homework. How does a man get all the way into your body without you realizing he has a wife? I mean, with Google, with social media, and all these other available resources, you can't figure out what the man is married? You sure can. You chose not to. So you have to be accountable for your own actions. You're the woman on the side. You're the side chick. There's no way a woman can get that past me. Not her being married and me not realizing it. I mean, did you not meet their family? Did you not go over their house? Have they not spent the night over your house for several days? How was it that this got past you? You need to take accountability for your own actions and admit, I was too fast, too easy, and this one got past me. A person can only take advantage of you if you allow them to.
You just call my babies idiots, boo. Shy, you can't call my ladies idiots.
No, I don't call ladies idiots. I call them idiots.
But if she lets a man get all the way inside her and she didn't realize, okay, maybe he's not married. Maybe he's in another side piece relationship. Maybe it's not full-blown relationship. Like, at what point in time do you, when you're engaged with a man, do you say you stop all sexual activity with everybody else and it's just us? Like, I feel like when you're 30 years old, we shouldn't be having a conversation like, are we exclusive? Like, are we going steady? That it shouldn't. Once you reach a certain age, we're not in our 20s, we're not in our teens anymore. Once you're 30 and 40 years old, if you're dealing with me and I'm dealing with you and we're, that energy, that mutual connection, is there a need for a real, like, let's sit down and have exclusivity? I'm making up words right now. But, like, do we have to talk about how you going to be exclusive to me, I'm going to be exclusive to you?
Absolutely. Women are the queens of communication and confirmation until sex, which is amazing. How can that be? You guys have to have a confidence, because to men, sex is just sex. You can't go around having sex with a man and think that this means we're in a relationship. No, and no. Sex is sex. If you want a relationship,
Nikki, what's that noise?
Say, I want a relationship. That has to be a standard. You can't go around expecting a man to commit to you just because you chose to open your legs to him. He didn't sign up for that.
You got me feeling some type of way, Shy. I'm feeling all the way in my feelings right now because I don't know. I just feel like at a certain point, I communicated that I like you. You communicated that you like me. We communicated that we're vibing. It works. We're doing things together. But we need to actually have a sit-down conversation and, like, today's our anniversary type thing.
See, when you're just dating casually and having sex, that's like an internship. You're still on a trial basis. Nothing is guaranteed. But when that transition is made, there's a conversation. It's not just, you just go into a paid position. No, we actually sit down and we talk about what the expectations are and what you're going to get in return. There's no difference in a relationship. In fact, this is even more important because now we're talking about my life. We're talking about my time. We're talking about my energy. We're talking about my effort. We're talking about my money. We need to have a conversation about what the hell we're doing.
So in one of your posts on social media, ladies, if a man tells you he's married but separated, only pay attention to the I am married part. Do not sleep with him. #self-respect. But in 2017, when a divorce costs $10 million, is that not something that, because I know this is a conversation, I had friends that was just like, but he's separated, they don't live together, it's expensive for divorces. Is that across the board? Is there no, you must have that divorce certificate?
Absolutely. See, women going to learn. Y'all are going to learn the way men think and operate. When a man wants to be out of a relationship, out of a marriage, guess what he does? He gets the hell out of that relationship with that marriage, no matter how much it costs. That $10 million or whatever it costs, that's the price for peace of mind. You can't move on to the next until you're through with your ex. Ladies, if a man tells you he's married, separated, estranged, broken up, whatever he wants to call it, all that means is he is married. Married. He is married. That means he ain't gonna marry you. So you can look forward to many sex nights, Netflix and chill. But that's about it. Don't get your expectations too high. He is already married. If you decide for yourself you want to get into that, that's your business. Enjoy everything that comes with that life. Find the side chick.
617-282-0062. We got some callers on the line. Y'all Facebook, y'all got some questions because they making comments over here, Shy. They ain't even asking questions. They got straight up comments. But we do have a question on the line, 617-282-0062. Waking up with Tayla Andre. Good rising, calling you live.
Good morning, Tayla.
Good rising, my love.
I wanted to say that, but on your guest, he's 100% right. you're sitting there like, wait a minute, I don't really feel the way you're saying what you're saying, but it's true, women, a lot of times that I deal with, they seem like they delude themselves, and I just let them think whatever they decide they want to think, and I go on and have the relationship that I'm having, but just because I'm with you and I'm spending time and I enjoy the company, I enjoy the conversation, and everything may be perfectly fine. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're the person that I want to, hitch my wagon to, and I want to say, okay, we're in a relationship. I'm still trying to see what's going on with this girl over here because I'm really into her, and so it's nothing against you at all, but I'm just not really in that space that I want to commit and lock down with you. So I think what he's saying is 100% right. If a guy is into a woman, then sitting down and saying, look, what are you looking for out of this? What are you interested in? Where are you trying to go with this? Are you looking to, are you interested in spending time with other people, or are you only interested in me? These kind of things, he won't have a problem with that. He'd be excited to have that conversation because he wants the lockdown that he knows you're not with anybody else either. But being afraid of that conversation, like I said, in my past, I've just used that to say, well, look, if you don't want to talk about what's going on, I have a feeling this girl is a little bit more into me than I'm really into her as far as relationship. But if she hasn't said anything, I'm not gonna call out a situation that I don't want to even have. Like I don't want to have that conversation with that girl because she's not my one, at least yet. So by having a conversation, you might put the guy a little bit on the spot, but at least you'll clear up and you know what's going on.
I get it. Thank you, baby. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day today. Shy B, AskChey B. He's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know him. You may not know him directly, but everyone has seen the memes. Everyone has seen the advice. Shy B, let me ask you a question. As far as men dating women are concerned and dating multiple, till you find that one, what makes a female the one? When does a man know she is the one? When does a man know all these other women, I'm done. I'm done playing that game, and I'm sleeping with her and her and her and her. And when does it click for him that, I need to make this woman mine?
That's an excellent question. And here's the thing. Men and women, we meet the one all the time. I mean, everything that we've been praying to God for, we meet them. And we encounter them in many different ways. The problem is, we're not the one. You'll never be able to truly see and connect with the right man or the right woman until you're the right person. So for that man who's single, he's a bachelor doing his own thing, you look at him and you say, you got education, you got your career, you got your house, you got your car, you got your money. Why won't you settle down? When he says, I'm not ready, he's not just saying that because he's busy exploring options. He's literally not ready because to a woman, that looks like success. But that's not really success. What you see is financial gain. When a man's got his education, his career, his house, car, all that stuff, that ain't got nothing to do with his spirit. He could be battling something on the inside of him emotionally and spiritually that's blocking him from receiving his wife. It's not that he hasn't met his wife. He's just not in a place to receive his wife. If you read Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, he talks about his wife, Marjorie, his current wife, Marjorie. He's known her for years, but he wasn't the right man at the time. And so she blocked him. She was like, I'm not dealing with you until you become a better man. When he became a better man, he was in a place where he can cut off on other women and say, you know what? You are the woman for me. The same thing applies for men and women. As soon as you deal with yourself and you know what it is, either you're not dealing with your finances, you're not dealing with your weight issues, you're not dealing with your emotional unavailability, or or you're not dealing with your spirituality, you're battling with God. Guess what? People can sense that. They can look at you and say, you're overweight. They can look at you and look at your shoes, brother, and tell you're broke. They can look at your attitude and see that you're emotionally unavailable. And they can see through your actions that you're spiritually just not connected with God at all. And that's the most unattractive thing you can do for yourself. But when you deal with yourself in those 4 areas, you'll start to see different, like I said earlier, because you become different. This is an inside-out job. When you deal with yourself on the inside, it will manifest itself on the outside, and people will be attracted to you in abundance. But because of all this work that you've done on yourself, and you see more clearly, now you don't have time to deal with people who aren't the one. Your standards are so much higher because you had to climb this mountain to get where you are. So you're not pulling up just any old body. You're selective. And you're going to select the right one this time because you have no more time to waste. It can take you 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years to finally get to becoming the man or woman that you need to be. And at that point, you're going to be ready for a relationship of substance.
Okay, what about the ladies that are currently in a relationship, have been in a relationship for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and marriage is nowhere on the horizon? Some of the excuses are, well, we're not financially stable, or, I don't think I'm completely ready. Let's buy a house first. Or, like, the gamut of excuses. When a man loves a woman, he wants to make her his. What about the women that are in these limbo relationships?
Sometimes you can do the right thing, but for the wrong person. I mean, you want to do right, you want to get married, you want to do the family thing, but then the other person is pulling an Oprah on you. She just wants to focus on building her personal brand or focusing on herself, which is fine. You simply have to have the discernment and the willpower to look at that person and say, you know what, I respect that, but this is not for me. You go find yourself, figure yourself out, while I go find the person that's right for me. Because you can block someone from their husband or from their wife. If you know you're not serious about advancing a relationship, you shouldn't be dating that person. You shouldn't be in a relationship with that person. And some people will use any type of excuse to get them out of getting back on the dating scene or getting into a relationship. And it's simply avoiding their issues. I know someone who struggles with her weight. And instead of dealing with the weight, she went and adopted a kid. And I was like, well, how are you going to keep up with this kid? I mean, like running around playing with the kid, you could barely walk. It was a distraction. Then got into a marriage that's further going to keep her occupied. So now she's got work. Now she's got this
child.
Kid.
And now she's married.
This husband. And now she had absolutely no time to work on her body. You see what just happened there? Instead of dealing with herself, she picked up all of these different activities that she can focus on. And that's what we do sometimes before we get into a relationship. When sometimes we jump into a relationship prematurely, knowing that we can't afford to date, knowing that we're not physically where we want to be, knowing that we're still hung up on our ex and still connected to the ex, and knowing that we have no moral and spiritual compass. And that's a recipe for relationship failure.
AskChey B. Dating in the city is coming to Boston, and I can't wait. So for all of you that were in past relationships, that are in current relationships, that want to be in a relationship, that are single as hell and ain't known a relationship your entire life, or maybe you were in your tweens during your relationship, we going to make it happen for you. we going to bring Chey to Boston. we going to have conversations on how to make this work, how to have a bomb relationship. And Chey, what is the definition of an amazing relationship? And second of all, are you single or are you in a relationship?
I'm not married, but I do look forward to it. I do see the value and the power in marriage. And when I tell people who are single or in a relationship or on the fence about marriage is an upgrade. You always want to upgrade your life, upgrade your relationship, and marriage is the way to do
answering that question. We do have another call on the line, 617-282-0062, Freaky Friday. Wake up with Tayla Andre. What questions do you have for Shy B? What relationship questions do you have? What comment statements would you like to make? 617-282-0062. Horizon Caller, you live.
Good morning, Tayla. I was calling because I wanted to just touch on some things he said. It's interesting because he said a few things about the man and him not being emotionally, spiritually, financially ready. So, really quick, I was in the relationship. We were in a relationship for a year and a half. It didn't work. So we parted ways for 6 months. And then we decided to get back together sexually, and exclusive sexually, just one each to have a sexual relationship with one another. And that was it, with no expectations and no requirements of anything else. That lasted for a little while because he continued to, and we had the understanding, we had the talk, like, we're going to have this, we're adults, we're going to do this way, because it didn't work that way. And he started wanting, after a while in the sexual relationship, he started wanting relationship benefits, things that consist of, and things in a relationship that we had that didn't work. And so I kind of pulled back and say, hey, that's not what we said. We had this talk, and you started to want more, but we were in a relationship, and it didn't work out. So, and he said, the things he said about the man not being in the space, that's exactly what it is with him. He's not emotionally, financially stable, and he's very condescending, and he's selfish. So I guess my question would be, in that situation, like I said, I took a step back and say, hey, this is not, what we talked about. So I'm gonna remove myself from the situation, and going forward, I'm gonna have no contact with you, because it seems as if you're feeling a way that, I made the decision to say, hey, this is, we agreed that the relationship didn't work, and you seem like you want more, now, that we've been in a sexual relationship, you want more, and I'm like, that's not going to work, and that's not what I want. So it's actually flipped. It was, he wanted more, and I didn't want more. I just wanted a sexual relationship with him.
Oh, okay. Well, the tables are turned than what normally happens. Shy, you want to touch on that?
Absolutely. See, what happened there is he didn't necessarily want more from you. What he wanted was to have a cake and eat it too. Let me tell you what a man is like when he wants more from a woman. When a man genuinely and sincerely wants more from a woman, if I wanted to marry Taylor, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to marry that woman. I'm not going to stop at anything. There's nothing you can say that's going to stop. If I'm convinced that she is the one, you understand this, ladies? When a man is convinced that you are the woman for him, he's not going to stop at you saying, oh, no, I'm not ready. No, he's going to continue to work on you, work on that relationship, work on himself, so that he can prove to you that he's serious. So when you said, no, this isn't for me, and he stopped or he slowed down, that's your evidence. That's your confirmation that he was just talking out of his behind. All he wanted was a connection to you sexually. He wanted you to be his convenience and not his priority. So when a man just says out of his mouth, listen, ladies, never listen to a man's words. Always follow his action. I'm sure, young lady, that his words were inconsistent with his action. Because his word said, I want more from you. But his action said, I just want a convenience. I want you to be available when I need you. Accessible when I need you. He doesn't want you long term. He just wants you when he wants you.
Wow. We are coming to the top of the hour. We are on the line with Shy B, AskChey B, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You've seen the memes. You've seen the advice. Now you're hearing it firsthand. Wake up with Tayla Andre. Shy, I have a question about cheating. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. What if you're in a relationship and someone cheats? And let's go down both paths of, letting it go and never returning, and down the path of, you know what, I accept and respect the choices that you made, and maybe some of the choices that I made that, you know, assisted you in taking that path, we will, you know, squash it and work together. What do you say about cheating? Is it something, do you go down that road of never talk to me again, I'm good, I'm Gucci, you don't know what you want in your life? Or do you go down the road of forgiveness and we're going to take a second chance?
Well, I have a name for people who take back people who cheat on them. It's called stupid. Once your partner cheats, the contract is breached. When you guys first got together and decided y'all were going to be friends, y'all were going to start dating and be in a relationship, there was never any conversation, there's never any conversation about cheating. So once your partner cheats, that contract is breached. If you decide to take that person back, if you forgive them, quote unquote, on the forgive, because forgiving a person doesn't mean take them back. Forgiving them means, all right, I forgive you for doing what you did, but we ain't going to be together. I'm not dating no cheater. Because once you accept that cheater, what you're saying to them is you're sending them a clear message that this is acceptable behavior and I'm here for this. But when you reject it and say, you know what, you cheated on me, you lied to me, you deceived me, you disrespected me, I'm not going to sit back and take this. Especially for no boyfriend, ladies. That's just crazy. Then, I'm sure ladies have experienced this. You cheated on your man, what did he do? He left. Gone. That's how we roll. We're not sitting here standing by for this stupidity, especially for no girlfriend. Hell no.
Ladies, I'm so sorry he called you stupid. Do you know how many women take men back after they cheat?
Yeah. Yep, and they pay the price. They get cheated on over and over and over again. See, a cheater's not sorry for getting caught. I mean, they're not sorry for the cheating. They're sorry because they got caught. And then the next time, they're just going to get better and better at lying, better and better at hiding, better and better at breaking up their time to make time to cheat. They don't stop. They only slow down.
Okay, let's say, for instance, she's listening right now. He cheated on me, but I took him back. But damn, Shy just called me stupid. I can't be stupid. I'm leaving. Well, you took me back. How you going to leave now? We've been together 2 years. I cheated 2 years ago.
You change your mind. It's not about leaving him after that 2-year mark, because after that 2-year passes, you'll see the evidence for yourself. This is not something that I'm making up. You'll start to see for yourself that he's still doing the same thing and he can't account for certain periods of time. He doesn't stop cheating. All he does is figure out how he can maneuver better. This isn't about personality. This is about character. So when you have an employee working at your job and they're stealing, what do you do to that employee? A slap on the wrist? Oh, don't do that again? No, they're going to steal bigger and better. You get rid of their asses.
I never thought about it like that. As far as like employees that cheat, you fire them. You don't let employees come back after they get caught doing stupid stuff. Lord have mercy. All right, last question. Been single for a long time. You know, I'm ready to date, but I have no kids. You know, I haven't been out here smashing and passing and going down the line of women or going down the line of men. And now I'm ready to date. And there's people out here with 4 or 5 kids, 7, 8 baby daddies. Like, there's no one out here that matches my sexy but doesn't have kids.
Keep looking. You don't have to settle. Decide what you want. Decide what you're willing to tolerate, and then go after that. If you want a woman if you're a woman and you want a man with no kids, you wait, be patient until you find a man with no kids. You don't have to deal with a single dad. I tell women that all the time. I'm a single dad. Either you want this or you don't. If you don't, no problem. Keep it moving, kick rocks. I have an abundance of options anyway. So settle for exactly what you want.
Okay, so I lied. I have another question. What about the elders? Because I do have a question about the elders that maybe a husband died or a wife died, and they're 60, 70, maybe 80 years old. Is it ever too late to find love, or ever too late to be in an amorous relationship?
No, my mom is twice widowed, and I actually give my mom dating advice. I make sure that my mom has my books and my dating manuals, and it's all about exploring who you are and what you want out of life. What I found in older women is they're not looking for the same thing. When I say older women, I'm talking about like 50 and above, 45, 50 and above. They're not looking for the same thing as a 20-year-old or 30-year-old because they've experienced that already. So you should have a different perspective for life, dating, and relationships. And you really should start thinking about what makes you happy and not all of these dating rules and expectations that a younger woman might have. If you decide you just want to be casual or just date or be friends, you want to get married, decide. Make a decision and go be happy. Ladies, men are doing this. We've been doing this for years. If we want to have sex, we just go have sex. We want to date, we go date. We want a relationship, get a relationship. We want marriage, get married. We want a divorce, we get a divorce. We remarry again. We're doing our thing, living our lives, and we're absolutely content. We're not thinking, oh, I can't wait to get married.
Yes.
I can't wait to go on a date. I can't wait to get we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about enjoying and having fun right now. That's all we have is right now. Live your life, ladies, for crying out loud. Live your lives.
AskChey B, Wake Up with Tayla Andre. He said, live your life. When men want to get married, they get married. When men want to get a divorce, they get a divorce. When they want to smash and pass, that's exactly what they do. They're not connected or conforming themselves to society's thoughts and understandings of who they should be. And they're not over there, crying over what would people think. They do what they want. So, ladies, not saying you need to go out there and smash and pass everything, but you definitely need to be in touch with self. Do what you want, baby. What do you want? Do you want to be single? Do you want to be in a relationship? And if you do, are you giving these men the eye contact? He said that you cannot expect a man to approach you if you are not approachable. Give him that smile. Give him that eye contact. Let him know you're interested. Go on, give him a wink. But do not approach him, because Shy said it looked desperate, and as a woman, you want a man to chase you, not you chasing men, because that look thirsty, and we ain't thirsty. We might be hungry, but we ain't thirsty. Shy, is there anything else that you would like to say to the women before we bring you to Boston for dating in the city?
Absolutely. Ladies, go to my website, www.askcheyb.com, and subscribe today. I have a free gift for you. It's an audio download called Single by Design, the power of being single. Ladies, this is going to bless you. I want you to go to the website, www.askcheyb.com, and get that free gift. Also, if you're single, get your free copy of my dating manual for single women. It's all available at AskCheyB.com, and follow me on social media at AskCheyB. Don't forget to subscribe and get your free gift today, AskCheyB.com.
And for those who don't know, the Ask Shy, it's not SHY, it's CHEY. Ask CHEYB, Ask Shy B. And that's everywhere on social media. He has memes for days, and I promise as soon as you go to his page, you'll be like, oh, I've seen that before, because he is everywhere. Shy, I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. How soon do you think we could have dating in the city? Because it's non-cuffing season, so this dating season right now.
Yeah, we need to get this popping sometime this summer. I say let's get it popping in the next couple of months.
Absolutely. Message. Well, I thank you, Shy. I love and appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day today.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Nikki Curry, she is not cheap, but she is the best. I love my publicist. I've been working on Shy for months. I think it's been like 2.5 years. I've been trying to get in touch with Shy, and sliding in his DM ain't been working, but Nikki Curry slid in his DM and got me exactly what I wanted. So if you need Nikki Curry in your life, please go to NikkiCurryMedia@gmail.com, and she'll be able to help you with all of your social needs, all of your connective needs. She is everything and anything that you need when it comes to entertainment. Do not forget, June 25th, we are having the Boston Business Builder. If you didn't hear yesterday's show with Professor Devin, you missed out on an hour and some change of some deep entrepreneur, enterprise. What was the other one? He talked about everything. Like, if you want an empire, baby, you can have an empire. We do not have money problems. We have knowledge problems. We don't know what to do with our money. We misspend our money. How do you want to live the end of your years? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to be retired at 45, at 65, or do you still want to be working at 95? I hate it when I see my elders working at the grocery store. We'll be at the Bruce Bowling Building from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. And let me tell you something really quickly. Because we had Professor Devin Robinson on the line yesterday, I went ahead and some things came through. Right now, general admission is free. It will be free for the next, I don't know how to do math that well, but until midnight. I don't know how many hours that is, but you have over 12 hours. You have 12 hours to get on Eventbrite and get your free Boston Business Builder general ticket. Now, as far as VIP is concerned, they're still on sale for $45. They're typically $75. You have time. Those babies are completely free right now. You got a 10-year-old that wants to be an entrepreneur, send him to me. Send her to me. Send those babies to me so I can teach them how to be the entrepreneur that you should have had taught in your life, so you could have been more successful at who you are, where you are today. I want us to be business owners. I want us to have enterprises. I want us to build empires. But in order to do that, we have to get the knowledge. And the education system is not teaching us, and the books that we read aren't lining it up and giving us the direction that we need. If you're already an entrepreneur, you're already a business owner, but you want to take your business to the next level, Boston Business Builder, June 25th, Bruce Bowling Building. Those tickets are currently free. Get your early bird RSVP for free tickets online right now. You have until midnight. Once midnight hits, those tickets are $25. You have until midnight. Once midnight hits, those VIPs go back to $75. They're currently $45. That $45 comes with Professor Devin Robinson's book, talking about how to build Black beauty supply stores. He's opened 25% of the Black-owned beauty supply stores in the United States of America. That is 90%. 90% of the Black-owned beauty supply stores. I love him. I can't wait until June 25th. Tracy Syfax has a blemished past. He did his incarcerated time. He spent his time. He came out. He took all of the knowledge that he learned in the streets from the block to the boardroom, and now he's a multi-million-dollar company owner out here making business work, teaching others about business, teaching others about entrepreneurship, teaching our dads about fatherhood. Tracy Syfax does it all. I can't wait to have him on the panel. Monica Kosh, you guys know how I feel about Monica. Motivational Monday. She was here Monday through Monday for months. Anna Maven. I keep calling her Anna Maven because she's branded herself so well, and that's what it's about, right? Branding. You need to brand yourself. Shout out to Anna Maven. We have LV Randolph talking about capital, talking about entrepreneurship and how to make your business work. If you need any type of capital, don't go to a bank. Go to somebody who has your best interest at heart. Noah B. Jones of New York Life Insurance. Like, the panel's so dope. Y'all gotta come out. June 25th. Right now, the tickets are for free for general admission. The VIP super sale, $45. There's no excuses. Those babies, just send them to me. If you can't afford it, send them to me. I got them. I am Tayla Andre. You're listening to Wake Up with Tayla Andre. Shout out to the boo, the best DJ I believe in the city. I know, shots fired. DJ Ill Nail. Good Life Morning Show is up next. I am Tayla Andre. I love you. I appreciate you. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. I just want us to do better as a people. And as soon as we get this knowledge, we know better. And I hope we'll start doing better. Mwah.
DJ Sus won the feature presentation.
Nikki, I love you.